As a Ghanaian, would you be happy to live in Nigeria for over 10 years? Well, we'll be having an interaction with a young woman who is from Nigeria who has lived in Ghana for over 10 years. We'll find out what brought her here, what she's aspiring to do, and her aspirations and other things. This is a Changemakers Voice show. We come together, we uplift our voices, and we empower our world. Let's take our quote for it. We'll come back with more. You're warmly welcome back to the Changemakers Voice show with me and your Pondenchi as we uplift our voice and we change our world. I'm sure you got motivated by the quote you just read. As I said earlier, we'll be having an interaction with a Nigerian young lady who lives in Ghana. She has lived here for over 10 years. We'll find out what brought her here, what she's doing, and her aspirations in life. Let's find out who she is. We'll come back with more.
Vivian Adaeze is a flamboyant young lady from Nigeria. She relocated to Ghana for reasons best known to her. She attended the prestigious Blue Crest College and had her internship at the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation. Vivian is very ambitious, stylish, jovial, and full of drive. She aims at reaching a greater height of success, putting in the necessary hard work.
Hello, guys. You're warmly welcome back to the Changemakers Voice show with me and your Pondenchi. As we go to communities, we go to places where people are doing something inspiring. People who have the voice to speak and to uplift our voices and make our world a better place. And that's why we are here today, as we have come to one place in Accra to interview a young lady, actually a Nigerian who has lived here for over 10 years. So I'm sure you got to know who our guest is. This is Vivian Adaeze Enuma. Vivian, you're welcome to the show. 2, 3. Empower your world. So you're warmly welcome.
Thank
Finally,
you.
I get to sit with you on the Changemakers Voice show. Shakara. Before we zoom into the interview, I would want my audience to know what Shakara is. Could you explain to us a Nigerian term I learned from you?
Shakara, everybody have different way of defining shakara. So it's more like a lady making guy or a guy making guy. Like your guy is too much. Is it forming? You forming too much? Like feeling too much of yourself. I think that's just what it means.
So even that's what Shakara means.
Yeah.
A guy or a lady trying to
Feel too much of him or herself.
self.
Or forming too much. That's it.
Okay.
Or you are making guy. Like
okay. In our Ghanaian society, we say you are too known. I believe you have come to a term where I've heard too known over your 11 years that I've spent here.
yeah.
That does it in a way correlate or
No.
not that way? Or
Or
maybe the person is proud of himself. That's not Shakara.
No, shakara is like you're making guy. Like when someone is calling you, maybe a guy trying to date you, and instead of you to, accept it immediately, you are taking so much time. You're feeling like I'm too
You're feeling
beautiful. You
yourself.
see that thing?
I
So that's
see.
what it looks like.
Okay. So Vivian, could you tell us more about yourself? When you say Vivian Enuma Adaeze, who is
Oh.
Vivian?
Oh, as you have said, I'm from Nigeria, and I happen to, be brought up from a home, which is Enuma family, and I happen to be the third child out of the six siblings I have, which I happen to be here. My dad died, and I have my mom. I am still alive. I still have six siblings, but I happen to be the third child out of the six siblings.
Okay.
And if you ever wonder where the name Ada comes from, that's the first daughter of from that family. So I happen to be the first daughter in that family.
Okay.
And I'm the third child. So.
Okay. I know a bit of Nigeria. I think whether is it clan or region, you have Yoruba and
Yeah.
Where do you fall?
I would say partially Igbo, because if I want to call my tribe, I'll call it Kwale. You get. But the thing most Ghanaian make mistake for is the fact that they forget to understand that we have hundreds of tribes Yoruba, Hausa, and Igbo happen to be the outstanding tribes. So
Okay.
you see, these are the outstanding tribe that everybody knows. So you can meet a Nigerian today who happens not to even come from any of those tribes. So you see, there's a lot of tribes. So I am from Kwale. I mean
Quali.
Kwale as a tribe, but as a state, I'm from Delta State.
Okay. Which school? I'm not in Nigeria. In Nigeria, but which school did you go in Nigeria? Maybe in your JHS and your secondary school.
Can I actually remember? Well, I finished from Divine Favor International School.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where I finished my secondary school. But I did two secondary school before I finished. That's Mata Christi High School. I did my JS1. I don't know how you guys say it. Is it SSS or
Yeah, we
JSS?
have JHS,
Uh-huh.
that 1, 2, 3, and have SS. That's secondary
So
school.
I did my JSS1 to SS2 in my first secondary school, which happened to be Mata Christi High School. Then when I had to finalize, I had to do my last class, that's SS3, in Divine Favor International School
Okay.
back in Nigeria.
I see. So, Vivian, could you tell us how life was when growing up in Nigeria?
Well, it wasn't really quite challenging because, come to think of it, I came from a very good home. There's a whole lot happening around. Mom and dad doing well for themselves. Everything was pretty good till the time that my dad died. It wasn't
Sorry
really,
about
it
that.
was it was kind of tough though. Well, I've grown up to always want to do stuff myself, and who could have imagined that the point in which you're to get into university was that moment in which you find it difficult in facing things regarding to life. So it wasn't really quite challenging. That's all I can say. I
Okay.
came from a home whereby my mom wasn't that kind of, because I came from a home where we have male siblings more dominating. Like I have four siblings. I mean four male siblings. So unlike some family whereby since you happen to be the oldest girl in the house where responsibilities are meant to be packed on the lady. But it happened not to be that way. My mom didn't do it like, oh, this gender, whatever. This is your job and this is my job. There was no any form of this is a male job, this is a female job. She makes sure that every responsibilities we are supposed to do, we do them equally. So I think that was what has really helped me. And there was not so much of this punishment and all. It was just a mix of it. I talk to you, advise you, and if it has gotten to an extreme, my mom will have to do what it's needed.
So, from your submission, would you say you come from a rich family? Will you describe your family as rich, as you're saying? Would you say you are a well-to-do family?
Well, I can't say well. All I can say is that we're living comfortably. So what I mean by comfortably, for me, imagine you having a dad whereby your I think at that point it's hard for both couple having their own cars. Your dad have his own car, your mom have his own car, and when we are going to school we have our own car for the drivers to pick us.
I
So
see.
so for that kind of reasoning I feel like it's rare to live that kind of life. You get wherever you want before school resumes, all of the needs you need, your books, your textbooks, the normal snacks, your everyday snacks
Everything
has
was
been kept
provided,
set before the semester or before the term resume.
resumes.
New shoes, new bag. Man, it's a whole sweet loving memories if I have to trace back. Well, what can I say?
Yeah,
Shit, stiff
such is
stuffs
life.
happen.
Yeah.
So,
At which age were you when your dad passed?
well, I can't say I was pretty young. I was at SS3. So let's say I was around that 15, 16 years.
Okay.
I think it's sad though, because I was actually, he went with me to register for my WAEC. But who could have imagined that he would not be alive to see me finish my WAEC exams and all? I could remember those times he used to tell me that um, if there's anybody he gets scared of, it's me. Because he feels like I really want to eat so much of his money. So I was really anticipating for that moment because I saw how my elder ones were being taken care of. Their needs, sometimes new stuff, new shoes, new clothes are being sent to the university.
Yeah.
They have to write list of whatever they want, and I'm like, when will I get to this point? I never knew that me getting to this point is going to be a very quite challenging one for me, but I'm glad that it didn't break me. It molded me and it made
Okay.
me to become who I am. Even if it feels like I haven't gotten to where I imagine or dream to, get to. But I know that it's a growth. It's a level, step by step. So I
Okay.
know that I'll get
Fine.
there.
Last question on your dad. When he passed, did the um well-to-do or rich life that you were living at home, did it kind of end, or it was just there?
Well, I would say it was just there. Sometimes it's kind of difficult to say this because when you being in a family, there are a lot of things you see, and you want to have a advance or a betterment of it, like to grow your own family and make sure that things are not going to be how it's meant to be. It's more like maybe your dad listing more from his side, doesn't listen more from the let me just say generally it's all about paying attention to your immediate family and not paying attention so
To
much to
your
your
dad's extent, his
yeah,
family.
yes. So
Okay.
I think those things affected our
Living in a way.
yes, you
Okay.
get. So I think
Okay.
that's because a lot when there's money and there's not so much plan.
In your previous submission, you made mention of how your mom would make sure both the male and female of your siblings, that's
Mm,
her children,
yeah,
do everything that is supposed to do.
mm,
She doesn't discriminate in a way that male should do this.
yeah.
And I'm sure that is also practiced in Nigeria, but in Ghanaian society, in a way, not everybody do practice that though. But at times, some families or some parents tend to give accordance or regard to the male. So
Mm.
they tends to not really allow the male to do a lot of house chores at home and all that. So per the mention of it that your mom allows everybody to do things in the house. What do you say to this assertion that chores or the kitchen only belongs to the lady and the male is allowed to go and play and also do other stuffs and all that? What do you say to that?
Actually totally against that. Very, very, because I think this is not the first time I'm hearing that. I kept on hearing that over and over again. And then I will have to also make you understand that this is not just all about the fact that it's coming from Nigeria. I think this is just individual or family differences you get. I can come from a home where my mom or my parents decide to, reason that way. You could even see get to Nigeria and see another family who is acting totally different from what I'm saying. So I think that is one. For that aspect of a woman being in the kitchen, I think that's our traditional way of reasoning, our forefathers' way of reasoning. But at this point, come to think of it, who wouldn't want a wife being supportive and having something to do? Just imagine if the man is no more, how would the woman be able to cope, to cater for the kids? I think this is something that has been happening back then. Because if you check, those are women who stays at home and don't do anything and take care of the home. If the man dies and you happen to know that probably the man come from a very wicked family, and you see that the family or the siblings of that man want to take all the properties and all of that, and if those things are being taken away, what's left for the woman? If she didn't go to school or she didn't know all this thing, she won't know what it means to go to file for a case or go to this thing court to file a complaint. I don't know. I think that's what it is, because but she might not have an idea of what it means
So
or
what
what
what, what you're
process
trying
to
to
go.
what you're trying to put across is that, are you in support that chores should be done by only females?
No, I'm totally not in support.
Support both of
Yeah,
them should
yeah.
go. How is the feeling in Nigeria like? I'm not being to Nigeria though. I'm looking forward to being there. But how is the feeling like?
Being in
I'm in
Nigeria or
Nigeria.
being a Nigerian.
Both being a Nigerian and then being in Nigeria.
Okay. But this thing, I'm sure I'm not the first Nigerian you are relating with, and you've heard a lot of news about Nigeria, both far
Sure.
and near. I know that there's good, there's bad, but you know that it's not like I'm trying to, feel confident about myself. But it is what,
Like
but
you're going to be Shakara. You want to
but
be Shakara.
it is what it is, because you can't have a Nigerian in a place and there will not be there won't be a dull moment. Like it's this kind of liveliness being around them. They are smart, they are well to
Mm-hmm.
do, they
Mm-hmm.
are motivated.
Mm-hmm.
If you keep a Nigerian in any country, some way, somehow, give that person a number of period of time, that person will definitely find a way to come out, to come through, like, to make a better living for his or herself. I think that's just one thing about it. And they are not afraid. They are
Hey,
never afraid.
guys, see what she's doing. This is a typical
No,
shakara.
that's what
A
they are
typical
never
shakara.
afraid to go, like, to how do I put it, to go above their limits.
Yeah.
They want to dare to be
So
different. They
so you
want
you
to
you, you
they
describe
want to
Nigerians as
strive.
fighters.
Yes, they are fight, they are bold. You can't tell a Nigerian and tell me this is this. They will come and tell you that no, this is this.
Yeah.
You get, they go out there to, come out for the, is it forefront or war front,
Yeah,
like,
the forefront.
to
So and I think with that, I totally agree. I've met a couple of Nigerians, but not really close as we have been.
me,
Exactly,
yeah.
at times far and hello there, but because of our relationship from where we used to be, I
Yeah,
kind of got to, or we got to be close
yeah.
to know you a bit. And with that, I think I agree. This lady won't come to work and don't be a time that will laugh. Every time there's
Oh
laughter, there is jovial, everything. And I think you
my
even feel sad being around
goodness.
such a person. And
Yeah.
secondly, also with the confident side and a
And the
boldness to do
energy, the
exactly
energy. Oh my God.
the energy. This lady will tell you do this, and I think with that it's true. Let's now come to Ghana, my country, where
Okay.
I'm king. We did there. So tell us now, what brought you to Ghana in
Ooh,
2013?
13.
But
Well,
before that, are you married?
no, I'm not married. I'm
Okay.
single.
Are you searching for someone?
Should I say I'm searching?
So that my audience
No, I'm
will
I, I'm single, but if I say I'm searching, it means like I'm going around to
search and
search.
all that.
Actually, I'm looking, but that doesn't mean I am just folding my hands and I'm just,
Sure,
I'm
sure.
busy doing something and hoping that definitely I'll meet my Mr. White.
I see. So now back to the question. What brought you to Ghana?
Majorly, if you ask any Nigerian here, majority of them came to Ghana because of school. The education system here in Ghana is totally different from the education system in Nigeria. So imagine writing WAEC and NECO. The essence of you writing WAEC and NECO
I'm
is,
coming. What is Wayege? Because we don't say we don't
you
say
can call it WASI.
wasi. Uh-huh.
That's what I think, that's what we call it now, but it's just
Uh-huh. You see,
mm,
although the body that regulates it is called Wayek,
mm,
but we will call it wasi. So when you're in secondary
mm,
school or SS, you
okay,
write wasi. That's
okay,
here in Ghana. We don't
okay,
call it Wayek, but the body that regulates it or the organization that looks after the
okay,
day-to-day activity of that thing is called Wayek.
okay.
Uh-huh. But we don't call it Wayek as in Wayek. We call it wasi.
It's the West African Examination
Exactly.
Council.
Yeah,
So I believe that if we are writing that, same apply to you guys too.
exactly.
So that is it.
Sure.
Then the NECO one is the one that happens only in Nigeria.
Okay, but so that one, do you have to write Wayek? Sorry, wasi first before you can write Neko, or you can write the same
Can
simultaneously,
I
both
still vividly
simultaneously.
remember how it works? I think WAEC comes in before NECO. But the essence of that NECO is just in case you didn't do well in that WAEC, you can use NECO
Okay.
to replace it. Since WAEC represents Africa, you can decide to just school in any part of African country. But NECO, even if you don't feel like schooling in any part of African country, you can school in any university in Nigeria. So that's the essence. But if you're so confident of yourself that you can do well in WAEC, then fine, and you can leave NECO. And
Okay.
that's not even the end of it. You have to write JAM.
What is jam?
Joint Admission Matriculation Board. I hope I get this
Oh,
right,
okay.
though. I hope.
Yeah. Or else your Nigerian people will come after you. So Vivian, so what you're telling me is that in Nigeria we write wasi, what we write here, but you
Yeah,
call it Wayek.
yeah,
And you write Neko,
yeah.
and you write jam.
Yeah, and that jam is to pass the cutoff mark for a particular university
That you
that
want
you
to
are
go to.
you want. As of then, some even universities still have aptitude tests. The aptitude test is if you are qualified to be in their university. So the jam now is for you to pass the cutoff mark for a particular course. Maybe you want to do medicine, their cutoff mark is maybe you have to score over 200. You get. So, or you want to do law, you have to score over. So if you pass that jam, then you want to apply for a particular university. I've forgotten some things, but I know that in each university they have their cutoff mark for you to
Exactly.
get into their
Exactly.
university.
Do you know remedials? When you came
Yeah,
to Ghana,
yeah,
have you heard of
yeah,
remedials?
yeah.
Good. When you were talking of the NECO and then the JAM, I'm kind of sensing it to be kind of remedials because we call it remedials in the sense that when you write, before you even write your WASI,
Mm.
you can choose to write remedial. So if in case the WASI doesn't go well and the remedials goes well, you can use that one or both of them, the good ones, to go to university. Or if you write WASI and it doesn't go well, then you're going to write remedials to go to school.
So you see that this exam thing is too much. So who would want to go through that stress? And funny enough, the bad side of it that you could, do well in all of this, but at the end of the day, for your name to come out on the, is it qualification board
Yeah,
or
those who
something?
qualify to go to the.
Sometimes you might see your name in, sometimes you might not see your name. So I think that's just what it is. So the frustration is like, why would I have to go through all of this
So
stress
would you
where
say that was the main reason why you came to Ghana, mainly for education?
this is general reasoning, you get, but me in particular, I think it's also part of it though, and the system. I always feel like I want to school outside.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
but before I came here, I stayed home for like 1 year or 2 years.
Without going to school.
Yeah. So you see now, if I would have done well in the WAEC, yeah, I did well in my WAEC. If I would have, I think the problem is you getting admitted
Admission
into
because
the school.
you didn't get their cutoff point, so you couldn't
Maybe yes, if
get
I could really
get there. I
remember.
see. So part of your reason why you came to Ghana is the education system. How would you rate the Ghana education system for what you have seen so far over the 10 years that I've been here?
Oh,
I don't want you to go through the stress of comparing Ghana education system to Nigeria, but how would you rate it from what you sit as a Nigerian who's in Ghana?
no,
How
before
would
I
you rate
cannot
it?
just give you rating. I have to give you reasons why I'm giving you the rates.
Okay, so give
Because
us.
if you trace back our education system to now, at least maybe now there are a lot of private university coming up, and it was easy to get admitted into state university or federal university. But the first time I went to a federal university, it wasn't something to write home about. It was crazy, like the classrooms wasn't something you get. It's more like you are easily going to get involved in all of these courts. And yes, strike things, sometimes strike can take like maybe some months or
Yeah,
year. Time you're supposed to finish school, or your mate are supposed to be done with school, you are still there waiting for the strike thing
to be
to
over.
be over. Man, that was quite frustrating. So I could imagine one schooling in Nigeria and having this kind of problem. So now, coming down to Ghana, it's really cool because I my first education or university here in Ghana was Siki Manipur University. So I could imagine what it looks like. And I also stayed in Legon. So I saw how the premises were, a very big, there's swimming pool, there's basketball court, you see lab library, laboratory, that's the lab and all that. And I'm like, man, this is the kind of place I would love to be. You get. Then coming back to my main university that I went, so you can imagine being in a classroom. There's free Wi-Fi. You get?
Yeah,
Yeah,
everybody
yeah, you have
wants
access to
without
it.
paying
Yeah,
anything. Although we have paid in
AC,
our
air
fees as well.
condition is there. You are feeling cold, like you get. Now the lecturers, yes, you can relate with your lecturer because come on, I paid for my fees of how much dollars? It's not an easy one, no. So I love the fact that you can relate with your lecturers, not like back in Nigeria whereby you are scared to relate with your
Oh, okay,
lecturers, or before you even meet the dean, or is it vice chancellor, or what they call it,
exactly.
you have to go through protocols and
A
all of
lot
that.
of them
Well,
before
it's not like that in my own university that I attend here in
here in
Ghana,
Ghana.
because I don't know how it is like in other universities in Ghana. But for my own, there was a friendly conversation whereby you can
Vivian,
relate with.
not cutting short, but would you say you had that experience because of your nature, as you're telling me, Nigerians are jovial, happy, free to, because I've seen a lot about you.
Mm.
You can meet someone for the first time, and by the time the person leave you within 5 minutes,
Oh my
the person by
goodness.
force like you. So would you say that's the reason why that you got to meet the vice chancellor in a way? Would you say because of the way you are?
It shouldn't be me in particular. You know, when you come to this kind of schools, you see competition like
Yeah.
um how will I put it? Should I say different breeds of intellectuals?
Okay.
If I am
I like your
making
expression. Yeah, you are
if I'm
like
making sense.
exactly. You are.
So you come to university whereby you're not just coming to meet only you as a Nigerian. There are a lot of Nigerians and people from other countries, Liberia, Angola, and all of that. So we see how they relate and all of that. I think generally it's not just me in person. It's just how they give us that room to relate with them and
I
all
see.
that.
I know you went
So
to Blue Crest University.
yes,
Could you
but
tell us the year you went, what program you did? If you are still there, or you are done.
before I went to Brooklyn, I went to another university,
Oh
Sikim
yeah,
Manipal
is that
University,
you
which is now
mentioned?
called Academy City College at Acho. Yeah, I
Okay,
think
so
now they're
that's
the biggest.
yeah.
Oh
Okay, the name
man,
again?
Academy City College.
No, 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 no.
It was
The
called
pre
Sikkim Manipal University.
because when
It was more like you are indirectly schooling in India because your certificate is coming as an Indian certificate. And
because
they didn't have so much space to expand their
okay.
courses. So I think when they got accredited here fully, they started expanding their course and decided to change the name to academy. They started operating as a school university on its own, not like they are operating under.
Yeah,
So
maybe
that's
under and under the offices of Indian, as you're
yes,
telling me.
yes, in my
Okay, so
mind.
you're a product of academic city. I
Yeah.
see. Shakara, shakara. I see. So maybe could you tell us your journey in Blue Crescent and then course you offered?
Okay, but I would love to talk about my journey in Sikkim Manipal University, but because that was where I
If you
had
can do
the
that short for
okay,
me, that
that's where I
time.
had my huge one. But although it wasn't an easy one because you are the kind of person that came in here having the mindset of you are the one going to sponsor yourself and all of that. It was really nice because we have like 200 and something students in a class, so it's more like a lot of different intellectuals. Like this one is good at this one is good at that. And the first time I had a task to do presentation, it was really lovely. But it wasn't quite, it was just flexible. It was more like you're schooling outside the country, whereby you have to come to class like 2 3 times in a week. And it's more like an online thing strictly. Sometimes you can decide to be outside and be doing the online stuff and still come physically when the exam thing comes. But when I came to Blue Quest, it was quite a challenging one because it's more like you deviating from a particular environment you are used to and now coming to another environment you want to now adapt to that environment. So it took me time because in my previous school we were having just 2 hours class, where it was more like back in it was for Blue Quest. It was more like I was schooling in secondary school, whereby you go to school in the morning and come back in the evening. Like it was really stressful and kind of challenging. But wearing that much, it was just like 10 in a class. So I was like, I wasn't really feeling it.
Okay, comparing it to
Yeah, comparing.
now academic city that you could have
Yes.
200 people in a
Ah
class
man.
and all that.
But
But
I,
wouldn't you say that that one too, the attention, the concentration by students and both lecturer wouldn't be there in a way? Although fine, there could be, but here with Blue Crest, because you are little or few,
mm.
the lecturer will teach or lecture and then you understand and all that. There won't be any dishonesty anything. Based
Yeah,
on what you are saying, that's what
yeah,
I'm saying.
yeah.
That
That one I cannot dispute to that because that one actually made me to be able to have access to a lot of people back in Blue Crest, the lecturers, the dean, and all. I didn't even know any of those things until I got to Blue Crest. I got my eyes started opening and I got to relate
I
with
see.
them.
So
That
which
one.
program did you read?
Okay, mass communication and journalism.
I see. So that's where you got to come to do an internship at GBC. I
Yeah.
see. So Vivian, when you were coming to Ghana or when you came to Ghana, were you already speaking English and were
Of
you already speaking good English as you're speaking now? I'm asking this because a lot of these francophone countries do come to Ghana to learn English.
okay.
Yes, I've taught in a school, a francophone school actually, where Malian, Kenyan students come
Yeah.
here. They purposely come and learn English
Yeah.
for that. So I'm asking maybe as part of your journey within education,
Mm.
you came as well to learn English as well, but you already knew how to
I
speak.
already knew how to speak English because in Nigeria, English is our normal language
Sure,
compared to other countries whereby it's French or maybe their local
sure.
dialects. So I already know how to speak English.
I see. I see. Then with our local dialect tree, not only tree another gun, another stuff.
Yeah.
You have been here over 10 years. When we were coming for the shoot like this, I heard you speaking to the driver that brought us. You speaking tree with him. Do you speak good tree, or you say you are still meandering through
Kaka,
it?
kaka.
Kakran kakra. I see. I see. So over the 10 years that I've been here in Ghana, how has the journey been so far?
Oh my goodness. Ooh, man, my expression alone would tell because being in an environment where there's no papa, there's no mama, no brother, no sister. Why I'm even growing to this point, I get to see some student coming from Nigeria. Their mom have to even escort them, or their elder brother, or they even have a family here that will even mold them to say do this, do that. But it wasn't like that for me. Oh, I have to navigate life my own self because at some point I feel like I've stayed independently at some point while I was in Lagos because we're in Port Harcourt. So I moved to Lagos, worked and all that. So all of those experience also molded me here. And I came with no so much expectation. When you have so much expectation, you don't meet up to those expectations, you feel hurt. I went out like, let me see how it goes, what it feels like. I was open minded to want to learn culture and new life. So why going for the time I came into this point, I won't lie, it has really molded me to become who I am. Like I earlier said, although I've not gotten to where I want to, but there are a lot of mistakes and experiences that one has gone through, and you pick up from those mistakes and make yourself to become a better person
Exactly.
at this
On
point. And all thanks to God, because that feeling where you grew up from a home, a Christian home, whereby now they'll be praying for you behind, and some shitty stuff
exactly.
you really want to do, excuse my language, you really want to do, when you do them and you come and be like, why did I do this shit? Yeah. So
I see. On the mention of learning new culture and other stuff, what do you make of the Ghanaian society with respect to our culture, belief system, religion, the way we dress, lifestyle? What do you make of it and all that?
it is bored, oh, really bored. How do I even say the food? I'm not gonna say anything bad about it, but it took me time to wanting to adapt to the fact that I need to also learn new culture in terms of food, because I was used to my Nigerian dishes and I was just really
I
not
know.
say scared.
Uh,
I just feel like my Niger food is, when you will have a home food, you feel that way.
yeah.
So that's what I was eating. But when I came in here, I started watching because I think I was really cool with that. So from watching, I started trying banko and okra soup, then live soup with fufu and all of that. So I can
So,
say that
what
it's
has been your favorite so
my
far?
favorite. Do I have?
So you like all of
I'll
them?
maybe say okay, fufu and
The
live soup, but just that it all depends on the environment,
oh, okay, okay.
or okra and banko.
In Nigeria, your food, I know of eba,
Yes.
eba and gari.
Yeah,
Okay,
Eba is still Gary. Just that
okay, eba is gari.
what makes it different is that once it's already cooked like with hot water, made, it's
Okay,
called Eba.
eba.
When
Okay,
it's called Gary is when it's raw. You're now drinking it like soakings.
soakings.
Uh-huh.
I believe you learned
Mhm.
soakings in Ghana,
Sure, I
or
don't know.
you use it in
I don't know.
Nigeria.
Maybe the words just enter
No,
my
no, I'm
mouth.
saying do you use soakings? Because gari soakings, do you use it
I
in
think
Nigeria too?
like if we drink it,
No, when you say gari
the
soakings is gari, sugar, granite.
yes,
Then you
yes,
put water in it.
yes. Of course, we
So
do.
do you
Yeah,
say call or do you call it soakings in Nigeria, or you learned it here?
I
You
think
learned
I learned it here.
Yeah, okay, I see, I see. So as I'm saying, I know one of your food that you have in Nigeria. I know of the eba
Yeah,
and then the green soup or something,
is it a goosey?
egusi and all that.
That's what you guys know as the popular one. For me, we call it agushi.
Oh yes. Have you been to since you came back with the span of 11 or 10 years that you have been in Ghana? Have you have you visited home before?
Of course, I have. But
Which year?
that was last year, January.
Since you came last year,
Yeah,
January.
yeah,
Okay,
last year.
I
I
see.
actually went for my other brother's wedding.
Okay.
Going to Nigeria, you just have to be very skeptical about going to Nigeria because they all involve money. Yes, you have to pay your transport to and fro, and the little time you're going to be around, it's definitely going to be expenditure because you are no longer a baby again. You're more like an auntie. So everybody who sees you an auntie, they're definitely going to be anywhere you go. You have to.
Mm,
So before going back to Nigeria, you have to think very well before you think of going. So I only go when it's something very, very
Very important.
critical or
Yeah,
very important.
I see. So when you went, what was the feeling like? You being away for over 10 years, and you went last year.
Oh no, I've been going consecutive time, but it's either
Okay.
annually or maybe after 2 years thereabouts. So, and most of this annual thing has just been a recent one that has happens to be that maybe it's wedding invites, and these people are people that mean a lot to me. So I have to just make sure that I
I
make
see.
myself
Let's
available.
let's talk about challenges. With every human being, there are some of the challenges and all that one way or the other.
Mm.
As a Nigerian living in Ghana, what are some of the challenges you have encountered or you encountered in the early time you came to Ghana?
Mm. Well, a lot of people say that Nigerians are this, Nigerians are that because of their experiences living here. But I don't think I've actually experienced that. Maybe it's just my personality or myself. The only thing that I know that has been a challenge for me is the fact that I don't know, like how we are being treated. Maybe you being an innocent Nigerian, they now use that mentality of how a Nigerian must have related to them badly. They now feel like that is how all Nigerians are.
Yeah.
And I keep saying, out of the bad egg, you get the good egg, and out of the good egg, you get the bad egg. So because you have an experience with a particular Nigerian, doesn't mean that
All of
this
them
is
are
how
like
all
that.
Nigerians are. You get, and one thing again I remember is maybe you have an issue with a trotro driver in a public transport, and that issue is alarming. Maybe you want to have your balance, or maybe you have to stop at a particular bus stop which everybody know that's the exact bus stop. You see you and the mates arguing, and I know that in Nigeria if such thing happen, there'll be a lot of backup. Other passengers will want to support you, and what, this one there, this one, you put is OY on your own, it is not my business. They will keep calm. You'll be the one and the torture mate having that that thing can be very annoying, and
Yeah.
especially when they know that what you are saying is true,
True. It's
they just
true.
act like it's not their business. And I'll be like, no, it's more like, so if something's about to happen to me now, so nobody will want to put mouth, you
Yes.
just mind because it's not your business.
Business.
The
So
only maybe few, and the and other part is that you will expect that because it's your country. I understand the three language thing. I know maybe it's a local language for all of you, but there are people who doesn't know how to speak tree, who speak English. So you feel like any person in Ghana should know how to speak tree. You see someone coming to speak tree with you, and I'm like, minty to you. Like they expect you to speak. That's the another
yeah,
aspect. Like,
and Vivi, yeah, on the mention of this mate passenger experience, yes, it's true. So are you telling us that back in Nigeria, the case is not like that?
no, no,
When a
no.
passenger has an issue, the mate.
Everybody will put mouth. Like they will put mouth. They will make sure that they even you have your balance. For what?
I see.
No,
Yeah,
it's
nah. So yeah, I think it's true though. So what you're saying is true. Even with us, the Ghanaians, when you have an issue with the mate, everybody keep calm.
no, it's
It is not
annoying.
always though. It is not
Yeah,
always, but
it's true.
most of
The
vehicles that
times.
I've sat in, they are just there. Their speed is fair. It doesn't have an issue with your having a dialogue or whatever it is with the driver or the mate. So I think that's it. So that's one encounter that in a way, quote unquote, boss you that you don't want to experience.
Yes, that's the challenge. That one, and the fact that people will just feel like every
Everybody should
bird
speak tree.
speak tree before you know. And yeah,
But you to learn it. You even learn it.
it's
10 years, I
small
can
now,
speak
but
tree.
it's small. I
If
don't have so much of Ghanaian friends, so the few ones I have is a little one that I just
so
learned
Vivian
now.
right now, who to saying?
What to say?
Who to saying?
Like what is my name, right?
Oh Vivian, 10 years, you know who to saying. Who to saying is how are you?
Oh, I thought it's Etienne.
It's the same thing. Who to saying? It's the same. Oh yeah, nah. It's the
Hey,
same as how
the
are
thing
you?
is plenty now. How do you
So
expect me
they are
to know?
different expression. So who to saying? It's the same. Oh yeah, nah.
Hey,
Are you
Alade.
fine? Yes,
Okay.
I am.
Uh,
Who to saying? How are you? It's saying. How are
yeah.
you? It's a yeah.
So, but in all of this, I have to respond. No,
Yeah, or you can also say me hu ye or nyamina dum.
it's plenty now. How do you expect me to have all of this in my head?
So nyamina dum means that by God's
It's
grace.
grace.
Yeah. I see. Shakara woman. So that's what you don't want to experience. So now even let's talk about your passion. What are you passionate about as a
Hmm.
young Nigerian lady in
Hmm.
Ghana? What are you passionate about?
It's plenty, but it's just
Yeah,
that
could you brief it for us?
you know, I don't even know how to, explain this because at some point you'll be passionate about something and it will just drift. The next thing, another thing comes in, and you'll be like, I think it's one thing to be passionate about something, and it's one thing to drive your passion to create source of income for you because I think that's just what it is. So at first I was passionate about cooking and I tried to do that as business, but I didn't really put my ears so much about the business aspect because my main major reason why I did that was to just pay up my bills and to be able to pay up some certain. I didn't see that at the long run. But with time, I started, doing this massage thing. You get because as of then, I used to do that from small, and I
Okay.
do that with a lot of people around me. That nobody around me who doesn't know that Vivian does it playfully. I do that just to see you get better. I don't know if it's like my heart pulls out when I feel like maybe you're having a pain or something in your body. I want to see that you get better. You get, and when I do that, there's just so much excitement from them, and like
Even
they feel
this
relief.
this one, they are not even allowed to talk. I remember
they
at work, this lady by force come and stand by behind you and try to be massaging your back and all that. Let me massage you. Eh?
because no, because you say you are tired now, so
It's
that
true
that
now.
feeling of why should I be hearing this when I'm here to make you feel relief? You get, so I had friends who were like, "Vivian, why don't you just do this into business?" I think that's that aspect of passion.
Oh, okay. So you also do massaging
Yeah,
and
yeah.
all that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Vivian, moving on, what one thing would you say has kept you in moving forward in all fields of endeavors?
um the most important thing is God swears, because if I don't have God in me, I wouldn't have known how I would have, scaled through this journey of life, seriously. But when I look about and think scale through, I would look back memory lane. ah it is well.
Yeah, it's
It is
well.
real
Vivian,
well.
who do you look up to and why?
Who
In
do I
this
look
world,
up to?
who do you look up to and why?
Aside from God is my elder brother, my
Okay. Is
mentor.
it the one who just got married last year that you went
No,
or
that was
another
my
one?
immediate elder brother, my
Okay.
eldest brother. That one there, the kind of how do I call it? The vibe he gets, it's something else. How he strive as the firstborn and the first
Is it
child.
the chef?
No,
But
the chef is the
the chef
younger
is
one. My
okay.
younger ones. That one is this one I'm talking about is a doctor.
I see.
So I think that's just what it is. How he pays attention to things of God's word, and how he's able to, multitask and still be on the right journey, because not every firstborn behave like firstborn, and to be able to carry your younger siblings along and still be in that path, man, I give up to him.
Yeah,
I really give up to him.
we
So let me
salute
say
him.
he's more like my second father.
I see. I see. So what do you make of Ghanaian's creative industry as compared to Nigerian creative industry? You know, there's this some feeling of this Nigerian African countries is Ghana, Nigerian in terms of the creative industry and the music industry, even the film industry and all that. What do you make of the Ghanaian industry comparing it to the Nigerian industry?
Well, now, you and I know that.
Vivian, don't be
I don't
shakara.
want to bring any argument. You and I play Ghana music now. Yeah, you guys have good vibe in your
Uh-huh.
music, oh. But play Nigerian music. Just play Nigerian music. The vibe alone. Even when I enter all this public taxi or all this Uber and boat, you keep on hearing Nigerian music. And I'm like, you a Ghanaian, why do you keep playing? They say, no, you can't compare. Like the vibe, the feeling that it will just give you
So
like this.
what I saying,
So,
I think your music have more vibes than us.
but it is the truth now.
No, but Vivian, we also did there. No, no,
No,
no,
you guys are good though at
no.
some point, but I think what you guys lack is that you people who don't like to support each other.
Okay.
You people, there's no that feeling of supporting each other, and you people, your song, how like you don't do it to a point that it should go widely spread. You do it to a point feeling that now it's only Ghana that it will reach. Like when you speak tree. tree inside your song instead of speaking English and all.
Oh,
I'm not
okay.
saying it's not a cool one not to put that, but have the mindset when you're creating some music, have the mindset that this song I'm doing should be able to reach and spread, the word and the concepts, the creativity in it.
What I'm saying is that the support system in the Ghanaian creative industry with respect to the music industry is not
It's not
really there.
strong.
It's not
It's not
strong.
strong.
Okay, what would you say to the movie industry,
So
the
you
Ghana
guys are
movie industry? How
trying.
creative we are, how eager we want to do
All I
movies.
can say is that you guys are trying.
Okay,
That's all I
but
can
on
say.
on a real fact, I really admire your concept and creativity with respect to your movies that you bring out,
Movie,
and
yeah.
even you could see an individual bringing their own movie. And then nowadays a lot of these actors and actors are on YouTube having their own production,
Oh,
and
making hell of money,
they are doing
man.
so well.
Ooh.
What's the name? This one lady,
Is it Omoni Oboli?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah too, but this one actress that is doing so well, not Jennifer, but Jennifer too is there. Jennifer is phone
Fuke
Funke
Akindele.
Akito is doing so well.
This
Oh,
lady's
this
name.
lady, there's this.
She's an Igbo lady. She has
Yes,
body.
a bit fair.
Yes.
Kedira. Something Kedira.
Ruth
Ruth.
Kadiri. Ruth
Yes, yes,
Kadiri,
yes.
I guess.
Ruth is
Yeah,
also
I think she was one of the person that started. I don't know, but
good.
that's how I see.
Exactly.
She's
Good.
making her and she's keeping her profile still low. Nobody
Yeah.
knows. Nobody have heard any scandal, whatever
And
about her.
she's really doing so well. Because
Yeah.
she's the first, as you are saying, I saw
Yes.
out
Yes.
of
One of the
the
first
Nigerians.
persons I know that
Yeah.
was into this
And
thing.
you
And
guys
now
are
recently, like a lot of celebrities
see,
now, all
have
these
their
actors
own
now start seeing that, oh, there's money in this thing. I need to, because a lot now recently everybody wants to have their own YouTube channel,
YouTube and all that.
YouTube
And I
channel.
think these things are giving opportunity to young people, because I think I've been seeing a lot of young people, new faces in these movies. Good. Now, Vivian, let's come to the real fact. Vivian, I beg you. The creative industry aspect, he said, I know now.
Eh.
And you said Nigerians are there. This one,
I'm
be
not
true to
saying
yourself.
okay.
Nigerian jollof and Ghana jollof. Vivian, shoot your shot. Which you have been in Ghana for 10 years, over 10 years. You have taken, enjoyed Ghana jollof. What do you make of Ghana jollof against Nigeria jollof? Vivian, be fair.
This arguments will never end. That's just one thing I know. It will never end. It will, even if I say Nigeria jollof, it will never end. I've eaten you guys, or I've tasted you guys jollof, and I've tasted that. Oh, I won't lie you. I'm not saying because I'm from Nigeria, and that's why I'm saying it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe if you try a typical traditional Nigeria
Yeah,
jollof,
although I've not tried one
if you
before.
try it, I bet you will understand what I'm saying. It's spicy. The how would I put these fresh vegetables on top, the meat, the aroma. There's this kind of aroma, party jollof. Oh, the way I'm even saying itself is like when you taste it, you know what I'm
I
saying.
see.
So
I see. So
for
Vivian,
me,
your last words. Any word of advice, any word of encouragement to anyone watching us, especially to Nigerians in Ghana, that some Ghanaians, as you are saying, having perception of the experience with one Nigerian of it not being good, but it's relating to all Nigerians. What word of advice would you give to them to encourage them? And in general, also, what would you say to anybody watching us?
so the thing here is you should be open-minded when traveling to a different or going to a new environment. Open-minded, keep your character in check. Don't be a reason why somebody will see you to be that this is how this person from this country looks like, because that's the mindset everybody will want to get. Just like me being a victim of the fact that they put lay false allegation that this is how a Nigerian looks. Dare to be different, and then strive to become better, and then in all you do, be focused and have God first, God factor, because without God, man, you cannot survive in any environment you find yourself.
And I really strongly second the aspect of things at God first, because He's the reason we are here, and without Him we won't be here. So that's some encouragement from a Nigerian, young, energetic, strong, bold lady in Ghana who has lived in Ghana for about 10 years, encouraging and urging you to do your best and to strive to be different. This way time will allow us to have a discussion with Vivian Enoma Adaeze. Vivian, thank you so much for coming to share your voice on the Chinmike's Voice Show.
You're welcome,
God
and
bless you.
thanks for having me
Continue
around.
using your voice to impact the world and change the world in your own way. As you are a Nigerian living in Ghana, you could be having a difference in your own way. People are watching you to get inspired and all that. So
Mm.
thank you, and then God bless you for coming to the show.
Bless you too.
Yeah.
Thank you for
So
having me around. I really do appreciate
sure.
such a great opportunity to be here, and it feels so good.
I tell you, you are welcome. We'll be looking forward to having another interview the next
Sure,
5 years
sure,
where
sure.
you are in a way accomplish some of your aspirations
Amen.
and all that.
Amen.
So guys, this is where time will allow us to have an intense conversation with Vivian Enoma Adaeze, a young lady, a Nigerian who has lived in Ghana for over 10 years, doing so well in her space where she finds herself. Let's go and watch this video. We'll come back with more.
Every day I want you to get up, dress up, show up,
Hey.
and don't give up.
Oh,
And
yes.
listen to me. Dressing up and smelling good is not living a fake life. You don't need to look like your problem. Dress the way you want to be addressed. If you dress the part, you will get the part.
I receive
Hey!
it. Power.
You know, some people think like dressing good and smelling good is living a fake life. Tell your neighbor, be delivered.
You're warmly welcome back to the Changemakers Voice Show, and I'm sure you got motivated by the video you just watched. Whatever it is, do not give up, aspire to be different, and in all things, put and make God first. We have gotten to the Changemakers Voice fun time, and as I believe you have known by this time, this is a time we have fun with our interviewees, find out how smart they are, and then we put some tricky questions and all that to them. And most importantly, we do that to have fun on the show. And today we having a Nigerian and a Ghanaian conversation. We'll find out whether the Nigerian or the Ghanaian is smarter. Don't go anywhere, we'll come back with more. So guys, warmly welcome back to the Changemakers Voice Show. This is a show, a mission we're embarking on to uplift our voices and to empower our world and to change our world. A lot of us are having an inspiring voice and changing and causing a change in our community. And I'm sure you got inspired by the conversation we had with Vivian Enoma Adaeze, a young lady who has lived, a Nigerian, of course, who has lived in Ghana over 10 years. Now we have gotten to the Changemakers Fun Time. And as I'm sure you're seeing here, this is a small box, if you will call it, full of papers that have been crumpled to find out what is in it, and then you pick it and then you act whatever it is. So the rule of the game is that when you pick it, you act and then the opponent will tell you what you are doing. You have 3 chances to mention the right thing. If after the third chance you are not able to mention what is in all the paper, then you lose the mark. So I think let's go now. As they always say, ladies first.
Say not give me something we had. My oh my, I'm not used to this thing, so
No, you act it.
okay.
Then I will mention it if it's correct. So I have 3 chances.
It's so easy now.
Drinking water. Drinking water.
Yes, it's so easy.
So Ghana, we have 1.
It's so easy now.
Okay, but I mean, because we are smart, it's not
It's
so easy. Hey,
Wow.
need to mention the right word. So this one is I'm doing it.
Pasta.
Pasta. Guys, we have 1-1. Vivian, let's go. You put the other one here.
Oh. Hmm. Oh.
Driving. A driver. A chauffeur. I think my time is up. I've done 3 chances and I couldn't even. So what's the right thing?
Taxi driver.
Taxi driver.
Good. I don't know how to explain it.
Don't worry. Ghana, don't worry. We have one. She has 2. No, we have one, but let's see what happens.
Oh,
I've lost
goodness.
one. Hey. I don't know how to act this. Miracle, is that what you did to us? So
Musician.
Yay! Nigeria, you have 2, we have 1. You're sad. You have lost hope. This is my last chance. God help me. God of Ghana, help me. Don't give up. Relationship breakup, love breakup. I don't. My chances are over now. So what's the answer?
Heartbroken. So I was trying to
Heartbroken.
explain.
Ah.
I was trying to explain. Me and you are in love.
Yeah.
And you.
You Vivian.